can really do against each other, you know. So they'll wait for their times to shine. Oh! Actually already has to flicker out, so because of that pressure from Andoryu.
I need a refresher in my brain. Does the glue still latch onto Aphovius while he jumps?
That I'm not sure. I haven't seen that interaction yet.
Oh! Sweet mother. Wow.
I didn't think Kirk would go down there, but Andoryu just went for it and he got the first blood.
Yeah, I was actually in the back of my head. The Kirk was spending a little bit too much time, a bit too close there onto the Joy. I think it was banking on the damage reduction of the tower actually helping him through it, but it didn't. King Kong was not able to get his purple buff. It was actually stolen away in the rotation, I believe, by Ukir.
Goodness.
If I'm not mistaken, Ukir? Actually, no, didn't see it. It was just Andoryu.
For Prince using that flicker too. Wasn't able to get Ukir, but they should possibly.
Yeah.
They do get the turtle, they're fine. So this is a great start for Smart Omega.
All right, so the rotation was King Kong was not able to get the orange buff. It was taken away by Andoryu. And then now,
where he is
that's
now,
why they couldn't contest the purple, so now they have to try and steal orange, which he did. So King Kong gets to balance out the initial loss that he had against Omega.
Yeah, and his orange is up now too, so he'll probably swing in over there after he goes back to base, which he does. So King Kong goes and grabs that.
So that's definitely not according to plan here, where we usually see ONIC go a little ham here.
Doesn't have that level 4 just yet, so no Tsunami Slam, but they do take Jome to half health. Now they're on this side of the jungle for King Kong. For Prince, wings by wings, will be safe. And Andoryu might try to still go for this. Brusco's going to jump in. There's the feathered airstrike, going to force them down. They're going to have to fight this out, though. They already run out of some of the firepower, and now they're going.
All right, so this is what we were talking about. Oh, it followed! It followed King! He doesn't want to let go! He's still pulling his hair! But it becomes a trade!
That is just beautiful to see, and I think that will answer a question we had earlier. Probably going to happen to the Phobius as well, if it can happen to a glue. And yeah, that's one way to deal with the link.
Oh no, Super Prince!
Brusco!
Oh, that's enough damage to Tsunami Slam going to be used already. Ukir trying to get away. Using the Abyssal Arrow will keep him out, and Andoryu under the turret. Brusco's already gone. There's the Spear of Destruction.
Yep.
Kirk will back off. Andoryu survives with a sliver of health.
All right, so I have to correct myself. Initially in the first rotation, King Kong didn't get his buff stolen. It was just the purple buff duration already ran out. That was it.
Oh, okay.
But then now we actually got to see what I was talking about earlier with Luis leaving Kirk in the EXP lane and joining the rest of Omega for an aggressive rotation into the jungle of ONIC. They made the exact same rotation, same invade spot in the orange area of ONIC yesterday against AP Bren.
I love what I'm seeing as well. Maximum usage of the glue, not really just doing the cuts, doing the farm, really joining the fights early on.
Oh, an Abyssal Arrow is going to land on Kirk. Kirk trying to get some airtime. Super Prince dropping down the artillery, but it just doesn't seem enough damage because Andoryu cuts him off, and now King Kong joining the fight, jumps into the backside. Tempest of Blades are going to be used. Ukir's gone, and they're still going. King Kong has to get out. Kirk flickers out, trying to run away, but he won't be able to as Jome comes in to get the kill.
Pretty clean right now for Omega. They are showing up.
Yep.
Luckily for ONIC though, the goalie doesn't really reflect how many wins Omega's had in these skirmishes and in these objective takes.
Yep, but it does reflect there in the count of the turtles. First two going to the side of Omega. This is what we were talking about though with the lineup of Omega, the potential risk that ONIC has to face, that they will go up against an early game aggressive lineup that will make the jungle of King Kong feel small, but most importantly, make that glue seem like such a big threat that ONIC cannot take it down, which is exactly what's happening. The glue is buying so much time for Andoryu to do things like these.
Kelra's in trouble. Andoryu will find another kill now on a killing spree. A landing arrow's gonna go for Super Prince, and Super Prince will fall, and now Brusco gonna be in trouble. Next target as Jome picks up another. Smart Omega is locked in.
Yeah, they are not going down without a fight. To remind you all again, the 1-13-1 last season was Smart Omega. The only team to defeat ONIC last season is a team that they're struggling against with right now.
And it's so odd for me to see how easy Omega is making it look. It doesn't feel like they're having a hard time against ONIC at all. It's so unnerving. At the same time, it's very refreshing because, wow, apparently a team can do this to our world champs.
Yeah, you love to see it. Again, Omega, we're down and out for the count. but they still somehow stood back up and said, let's go for another round. And they're still fighting, playing a very good game, a clean game against ONIC. No other way to put it.
Yeah, this is the thing too, man. You know, these Abyssal Arrows, Ukir on the Selena has been on point. Being able to find the right targets, especially around the objectives. I don't think they're going to be able to put the pressure here on this tier 2 in the bottom lane as they go ahead and call it off. So now we're seeing ONIC Philippines just go ahead and bunch up together because they can rely on King Kong to push out some of these side lanes.
Yeah.
But they might not be in a position to go for these objectives again. They might just have to give up another turtle over the hands of Smart Omega, because it seems like when the fights break out, they just aren't. Oh,
what?
Brusco jumping in. They
Whoa.
go in with Tsunami Slam. They want to get Andoru, but they can't. He gets away.
All right, that's going to be a stun up to King Kong, who uses Tempest of Blades to get away as well.
Okay, they're still fine.
Still
no
fine.
one going down. Turtle's up, but Smart Omega now in a position to get the 3rd turtle of the game. They're still keeping Kelra there, pushing down in that bottom. They might just trade this turtle for that turret. It looks like that's going to be the case. Super Prince and the rest will go ahead and disengage.
I know that didn't work out the way that we thought it would. Usually it actually felt weird that Brusco went for it. At the same time, if you were the one playing on the field, look at that though.
Super Prince,
Super Prince might be in trouble here, getting jumped in by Ukir as well.
Oh, here we go.
Having a lot of fun here.
Nah, he can't go in.
Yeah, he's not going to go in. Man, Super Prince is feeling what it feels like to play against the Selena.
Yep.
A signature pick of his that was taken in this draft.
Yeah, hey man, I'm usually the one throwing these arrows, so this is what it feels like.
This is what it feels like to be on the receiving end of these.
Yep.
It does feel like the Farce is a good pick still. Yesterday it was very powerful. But now we are seeing it does suffer a little bit against Selena, especially if you're just standing there.
Yeah, taste of his own medicine. And ONIC Philippines right now, they're going up against a lineup that honestly cover up the names. You could say that that's an ONIC lineup.
Yeah.
And they're feeling the pain of it all. Then now they just have to play through the macro, send King Kong down to the bottom lane to open up the map a little bit. See if Andori gets the king in time.
Oh,
he does.
Hunting him down.
Blades. He's going to have to get out of there. King Kong!
Oh!
He's just outgunned, out-itemization right now as Andoru picks up an easy kill on King Kong.
This is really scary because I don't think Andori's even exerting too much effort into chasing him down.
He is making this joy look so easy. Again, the draft that Omega showed up with, it's literally giving ONIC a taste of their own medicine. How you play, how can the gods of the early game play against a lineup that they're so familiar playing with, but now they're up against it.
Oh, and I can actually just hear the Aurora fans here shouting, becoming Omega's biggest fans today.
Yeah.
With the way they're playing.
Again, ONIC Philippines needs to defeat Omega today and Twisted Minds tomorrow to help increase their chances of securing the 2nd seed by the end of the regular season, make it into the top 2 to stop Aurora from doing that. Right now, with how it's looking, Omega, again, they want to stop it. Super Yoshi already said it earlier. It was like, let's do what we can to stop them from getting the top 2 that they want.
Interesting decision making here as well. This is a valid strat, by the way. Your 4 squad just sticks together while the lane does the split. Because obviously, Omega can't control the whole map at all times, right? So that's a valid strat. But they are losing out on resources while all this is happening.
It's crazy because look at the gap between King Kong and Andoru. You don't see this often from King Kong, but he's 3 levels behind. He's 2,000 gold behind. And, you know, he doesn't want to be anywhere here. Oh, no, Luis is there.
Luis sees
they
him.
might try to stop him out. They do. Yeah, King Kong's going to be able to get away. They got to defend against this Lord coming up in the mid lane, though.
All right. So
King Kong, they're still going after him. Okay, no, he gets away.
That would have been so funny if that was 3 times the charm. They were hitting it. Here's the Lord, though. Let's see how they deal with this.
Okay, the shields are up. They'll try to handle these waves. Lord already going down, so ONIC is going to be fine. Kelra has been farming up, but again, man, these arrows, too, they just don't seem to be able to really find a window of opportunity to deal with. So ONIC Philippines, they need so much time, man. They're 6,000 gold behind.
Thankfully for them, the clear is actually insane because of the Farsa, as well as the AoE from the Moskov. They got all the tools they need to just hold on to these towers, maybe for the next 5 minutes or so. But then, that's a timer that you got to keep in your mind as well, because Omega can kind of overwhelm you pretty easily if they get to 6 items.
Yeah, and clearly a lot of the earlier rotations that ONIC Philippines wanted to do were stopped by Ukir landing Abyssal Arrows. The stop sequences initiated by King Kong before they even happened. And it just ballooned, and all culminated to what is a 6.2k gold lead and climbing for Omega. Great rotations as well out of the EXP lane for Lewis to increase the pressure onto the jungle of ONIC so that they can't get into position. We've discussed this before internationally, locally, that one of the things that you really have to do against ONIC is just, if you can stop them in the early game, the center of the map, that was the main point of the Infinix Keys to Victory earlier.
Right.
Then you stop them from playing their game, and that's what we've seen for the past 11 minutes. ONIC unable to play their game.
So that's like literally first key to victory checked out here.
Oh yeah.
that's very interesting and very early on for Omega. So they're doing a good job, but then again, the gods of the early game are, you know, that's not everything that's in the barrel, right? So they've got a few tricks up their sleeves. Let's see if they can pull him out. King Kong definitely having a hard time getting the camps though.
Yeah, King Kong's just really looking for scraps at this point. Smart Omega doing an amazing job at just kind of playing the map, playing the advantage they have with, again, a Selena. Ukir has been able to find all the marks. And Jome, you know, Jome finally, too, having one of those games where he can just go ahead, have that experience of just farming up, being into the team fights that he wants to be. He's locked in on items for the most part, too, still working on his last, but he's where he needs to be. So they can take pretty much everything from ONIC Philippines without much of a problem at all. This next Lord comes up here, and I don't think we see ONIC Philippines do anything about it. They might just go ahead and default to defending in their base. Look how quick this one goes. Oh, King Kong tried. Won't be able to get it. Tempest Blades will be able to get out. Avatar of the Guardian won't find him either. So now ONIC on the defense once again.
Yeah, just a second late by King Kong. You saw when the Retribution was dropped by him. It was already onto a hero on the side of Omega. Split second there. And good thing he was able to dodge the stick of the glue of Luis. He was waiting for King Kong to potentially pass through his exit.
King Kong staying on the bottom side, relying on the team to defend here. They're going to push it in. The Lord has to be worked on. They're still going to be going for it. Kirk in the front side. The base is still going down, though, as the Lord is still up. But they're holding their own somehow. And King Kong still in the bottom. Gets the base turret and Kelra, unleashing for Ukir. But Jome jumps into the fight. He's going to be going 1 versus 2. Jome gets a triple. Looking for the Maniac here. And he gets it. Jome will lock in and takes out 4 from ONIC Philippines. And that'll be enough to take game 1 for Smart Omega.
That's one way to do it. That is one way to hand the gods a defeat here. Omega